So I was tuning into my rooftop camera, and it's a windy day, and it got cooler. It definitely got cooler. Now it's about 2 a.m. And there was all those particles like normal flying over the infrared rooftop camera, sky camera. So I figured I'm gonna record those particles because they were doing really cool things, dancing around, swiveling, going up, going down, twirling. And then I said, well, let's see how they might interact with a portable Tesla gun, so some high voltage, and also how would they react with a strong magnet. And 64 degrees. Nothing too crazy. So definitely some wind, no rain, nothing like that. So basically, what we had there was the particles flying through the air, and then I hung out this Tesla coil, which is shooting really high voltage. Despite the voltage shocks, the particles seem unaffected. They continue to pass by, demonstrating normal behaviors, random behaviors. Coming up, we see some very bright, seemingly rigid particles passing through. These are very interesting. The high voltage silhouettes, as they fade, they do not wiggle or move in the wind. They're rigid until they disappear, but this could be an effect of the camera's aperture. This next event coming up is very interesting because following the voltage we get this weird shape. It may or may not be related. This event will be played at regular speed 70%, 50%, 40%, and 20%. Now we watch from a top-down shot, and it does not seem to affect the particles. Silhouette of the electricity is always awesome to watch. This is the Skycam. It's just a Whiz 1080. Ignore the green boxes. Those are just the AI looking for movement, but it does do a great job of picking out airplanes and other things moving. Dangling out this N54 nice magnet and wiggling it. I'm doing circular patterns, back and forth and up and down patterns to kind of get that magnetic field moving and wiggling and seeing if it affects those particles. So this first clip is by far the most interesting. We see a lot of bending occur. Note that the surface of the magnet is also very reflective. More investigation on the causes of this effect is needed. Here's another, but with less bending. It's hard to determine the angle of impact. Though it also seems to be followed by some tail end ripples. This next clip has a squiggle come out of it, but also a very interesting circular form. The two opposing circular arcs are curiously symmetrical, somewhat indicative of a magnetic field gradient. Are these shapes resulting from magnetic field interference? This one is fascinating. It appears to bend the particle inside out. The strong magnet definitely has more potential to cause an effect as compared with the high voltage. It's as if you can see the strength of the magnetic field, making the other particles yield to it. We also have to acknowledge we don't have a good sense of depth perception, so some particles might be farther in the background, whereas others are making close to direct contact. The camera function also has an ability to distort the visual effect. There are no conclusions here, but definitely material for further thought and investigation.